Having entered the tournament with their own media declaring them as the country's worst side ever, the hosts have exceeded all expectations with their opening displays, firing 5 past Saudi Arabia before securing a second-round spot with a 3-1 win over Egypt. In contrast to Russia's display, Uruguay had rather stumbled through their opening 2 games, but still managed to win both. The thing is, Oscar Tabarez's side, if nothing else, know how to get the job done even when unimpressive. And, yet again, they've shown they don't mind spoiling the party. Luis Suarez celebrates scoring against Russia. Image, Getty Images. Europe, Cavani and Godin remain pivotal. Image, Reuters. They showed that in 2011, winning the Copa America in the backyard of their most fierce rivals, Argentina. Heck, it's part of their DNA, going right back to 1950 and the Maracanazo, when they won the World Cup against hosts Brazil, in front of an estimated 200,000 in one of the greatest World Cup shocks ever. So presented the opportunity to do so in Samara, against a Russia side that haven't become world beaters overnight. Perhaps we should have expected La Celeste to show that they're at these finals to do far more than merely make up the numbers. Croatia and Mexico have been talked up after perfect starts as potential tournament dark horses, particularly after with how things are shaping up potentially. One half of the draw is clear for someone to go deep, with the likelihood that Germany meet Brazil and France take on Argentina in one half of the last 16. But there is no darker horse, no side more battle-hardened, than these South Americans. Uruguay celebrate Cavani's goal. Image, FIFA via Getty Images. Diego Godin and Jose Jimenez rested against Russia. They have perhaps the tournament's outstanding center-back duo, a partnership honed week in, week out at Atletico Madrid. Behind them, Fernando Muslera is a capable shot-stopper. In attack, both Luis Suarez and Edison Cavani are now the wrong side of 30, aware that this is their last chance of glory on the world stage. That makes them as dangerous as ever, and with both having scored in their Group A finale, they are the only Uruguayans in history to score in 3 separate World Cup finals. Confidence will be high. Both Suarez and Cavani got on the scoresheet. Image, Reuters. At one end, you don't get anything given to you. At the other, you aren't allowed a moment's rest. Tabarez, now 71 and in the job for the last 12 years, still isn't completely set on the balance of his midfield, but has veterans like Carlos Sanchez and Christian Rodriguez, as well as rising stars like Juventus' Rodrigo Bentancur and Arsenal-bound Lucas Torreira among his options. Against Russia, the latter duo were chosen to give Uruguay a bit more quality in midfield, and the approach from the outset was clear: we've got more quality than you, so we're going to beat you. Lucas Torreira was handed a starting place. Image, Rex, Shuttershock. In the first half, that's what they did, both holding the hosts at arm's length and threatening at the other end. Suarez bagged his second of the tournament with an excellent free kick before Diego Laxalt, in at left back, saw his wayward effort deflect off Denis Cheryshev and into the net. When Igor Smolnikov was sent off 10 minutes before the break, the race was effectively run. Uruguay played within themselves during the second period, conserving energy for the most part. But they still had enough in the tank for Cavani to get the goal he so desperately craved, poking home from close range after Akinfeev had denied an excellent Godin header. Cavani gets in ahead of Suarez to fire home for 3-0. Image, Reuters. Oscar Tabarez directs traffic from the touchline, while leaning on his crutch. Image, Reuters. World Cup 2018 Power Rankings, all 32 teams rated and slated. Tabarez continues to lead despite being on crutches as he battles bravely against Guillain-Barré syndrome, a disorder in which the body's immune system attacks part of the nervous system. When asked in 2016 if it would see him step down, he deemed the question insulting, barking back, "Nothing changes with my job, or dealing with players. I will continue, at least until the results say otherwise." Now he will turn his attention to the last 16. Tabarez will be designing a plan for the last 16 already. Image, AFP. Ever the pragmatist, he will ensure that his side once more adapt to the situation. It is something which they have proven rather adept at during his second spell in charge. The suggestion is that they'll need to raise their game against better opponents, but that isn't necessarily true. More likely is that they'll try to drag supposed better sides down to their level. More often than not, it works. Russia weren't up to much in the group decider, and their wave of optimism has quickly dissipated after being strangled. Artem Dzyuba was shackled emphatically by Seb Coates, deputizing for Jimenez, and they badly missed Alexander Golovin, left out for fear of picking up the yellow card which would have seen him miss the last 16. But the old adage goes that you can only beat what's put in front of you. And Uruguay enter the knockout rounds having played 3, won 3, scored 5 and conceded none. They remain every bit as indomitable as their manager. Whoever they face in the second round had better be up for the fight. You can guarantee they will be.